Hi, this is Dina with Pretty Productive. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. Today's video is going to be a August week 4 check-in as well as an August month-end reconciliation. I'm going to be super honest. This is one of the worst months I've had as far as budgeting in a long time. You're going to see I had to literally go through and look at every single transaction to get it to reconcile. So I think I've got it. It's not pretty. This is not my normal. If this is your first video with me, I am so sorry because this is going to be a video of what not to do to mess up your budget. Or what to do to mess up your budget, what not to do as far as a budget. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's just face the facts, get it over with. So you know it's bad when I had to bring out my multicolor pen that has red in it because I'm over in so many categories. So we'll start with our transactions and then I'll kind of go through how I came up with my numbers in case you find yourself in a similar situation. So this check-in is from the 20th of September all the way through the really kind of the 31st, but the 30th. Today is the 31st. So we'll start with eating out. So $37. Plus 4. Plus 17. Plus 20. I actually had to take $20 out of my back to bank because I had no money in my account. So a total of $78. I started the week with $46. This is why I decided to go back to individual envelopes per category. So I was over $32 in eating out of my $200 budget, or $250. I think it was $200. Okay. So next we will do medicine. Now I had forgotten to check this one off on the 16th. So I had $33 plus 15 for the month. So medicine was, no, I already subtracted the 33. I caught it after the video. So I started with 67. I used 15. So I have $52 left in medicine. Okay, groceries. I had Walmart for $145, and that was it. Off. I started the week in the hole $69. So 69 plus 145. I overspent in groceries $214. It's a new record. Allowance. See, I started with 100. Let's see, I spent 25 at Cafe Rio because I didn't have any other money left. Oh my god. I guess just 25. So 25. How can that be? I guess that's it. So I have $75 left, but you're gonna see that go away too. So for household, I started with 0. I did spend $185. I counted for the $60 that was my budget, or $50 for my budget back in week 3. It actually should be $185 minus $50, so should be $135. So I was over $135. Entertainment, I actually did not spend anything, so it actually got eaten up by other categories. Personal care, way over. So I started the week with $120. Let's see here. I spent $150 on my hair for a cut and color. Spent $190 at Salon Centric for products and a new curling iron. So I spent $340 this week. So I started with 120 minus 340. I am over 220. Okay, gas for car, I started with 104. I only got gas once. Okay, maybe this pin is not as convenient as I thought it would be. I spent $39. So I have $65 left. Giving, I spent $100. I am done. So with craft supplies, I started with $3. I spent $74 at the Coffee Monster Co. I am over $71. Okay, clothing is where it got really fun because I had a lot of expenses and a lot of returns. So I started the month with $880 in my clothing fund, and then I spent money throughout the month. So at the end of the month, with everything I spent in cash and everything I spent on my card, I ended up spending $968. I have credits for $295. So I actually spent $673 minus the $880. So I have $207 left in this. So I knew this was going to be a tough category for me this month because I was buying Amazon wardrobe. You don't actually pay for it until you check out. But I had 2 or 3 wardrobes coming at a time. I was buying from each one. I was returning things that I had bought outright that weren't part of wardrobe. So I just went through and reconciled, and how I did that was I literally wrote down every transaction that went on my card that wouldn't have been accounted for on my monthly spread because those are cash transactions, and then I highlighted them based on what category they belong to. This was the only way I could figure out the math. So just in case you're wondering how I came up with my numbers, that is how I came up with my numbers. Miscellaneous, I had $100. I spent $86, so I have $14 left there. Gifts, I started with $158. I spent $70. I should have $88 left in that envelope. If you watched my September setup, you'll know that for the categories that I normally leave at home but that I need to grab when I'm going shopping, like today I'm going to go get my mom's birthday gift, then I did create envelopes that will fit into my wallet, so that because I was just putting the money in there and trying to figure it out later. So I should still have $88 left in this category. So let's see here, 20, 40, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88. Okay, so this is right. And then I also have gifts in my Capital One savings account, but I've been keeping cash out for gifts because I really enjoy doing it this way versus just using my card and paying myself back. So this will go back into my wallet for later. And then my mom, I do not think I spent anything. Colors my mom blue. No, I did. So $39 at Walmart for my mom. So 70 minus 39 is 31. And then medical co-pays, I didn't spend anything, so I still have $160. I don't count this one or giving because those are left in the count, or gas because those are all left in my account, so they're not part of my cash that I flow in and out. So at the end of this month, 75 plus 100 plus 65 plus 207 plus 14 plus 52 plus 88 plus 31, so $632. Let me just make sure I did that right. So 75 for allowance, 100 for entertainment, that doesn't count, clothing 207, miscellaneous 14, medicine 52, gifts 88, my mom 31. Okay, I thought I added that one in. So plus 567 is what I should have left in cash. I have 0 left, just FYI. And then what I went over in is 214, 32, 135, 220, 71. So $672. So if I take 672 minus 567, I actually in my cash envelopes went over $105. Not that bad. It's just that big numbers in certain categories, like over 214 in groceries, over 135 in household, which really happened in one. Personal care 220. Craft supply 71. That probably doesn't surprise anybody. So let's take a look at sinking funds, because this was kind of all over the board as well. So for my car fund, we are getting so close to buying a car. I keep saying that. We actually have changed our mind 4 times about buying used versus new. I'm not a big fan of buying new because I know that they lose their value really quickly. But what we're finding in the car that we're looking for, number one, is they're going so fast that we don't even get a chance to test drive. And number 2, we can't find one with the package that we're looking for. And it's really about $3,000 less brand new than it is used, which is incredible that used cars are holding their value, but that's what people are buying right now. So currently I still have $26,000 in that account. I have moved it out of Capital One and into my credit union just so that I can use it to pay. We're paying cash for the car, so that's my part of it, and then my husband is paying the balance. So for Christmas gifts, Christmas and gifts, I split this, if you saw my September budget, into Christmas and then gifts as 2 separate categories. So I started with 2,642. I added 700. I spent let's see, I had 298 minus 88. I spent 210. So if I had 2642 plus 700 minus 210, 3124, 3132. Okay, so I'm off a few dollars here, but we'll just go with it. 3132 is what I'll start next month with. Fitness, I didn't spend any money. Medical co-pays, I started with 181. I added 200. I spent 40. So 181 plus 200 minus 40. I have 341. That's right. Vacation, I did not spend anything, though I am taking $500 out to kind of make my Capital One card right. 3105. And I think I'm gonna just take it out of my September budget, so it doesn't, I can close this budget out and then I'll start over. My Etsy shop, I did major damage here. This will, again, surprise no one. So it started with $8.24 at the beginning. I had a $67 credit. I spent $418. I have $473 left. And so what I did this month is I replenished a lot of vinyl for the Cricut Joy, as well as I bought paper for envelopes and vinyl for envelopes. So a lot of different laminates. I brought in a matte laminate in the shop and a couple other things that were different. So that came out of that money. And then for technology, I started with $1,255. I made my final payment on my computer. And so I have actually $1,016 in that account right now. And then for my savings challenge, I started with $2,900. I added 210. I now have 3,110, and that's towards my $5,000 goal at the end of the year. So I don't want to do this transactions this way again. It was way too much work to try to figure it all out at the end. So if you're just now following along, for July and August, I just took all the cash together for my cash envelopes and just put it in one bucket of money. And then as I used money, I took the money and I used like this transactions. So instead of using individual envelopes and writing the transactions on the register like I have for years, I just put it into one pot of money. And I will tell you, in the month of July, I loved it because I was on vacation, so this worked out perfectly. In the month of August, because I was shopping more than I ever have because I'm getting ready to go on a trip, it became a lot more confusing, actually. And I went way over in categories just because I really didn't have a focus on it. So I ended up with the cash that I pulled out minus $2, but I was over in the money that should have gone back to the bank that didn't go back to the bank because I spent it already. So that was the other part of it. So lesson learned. For the month of September, I am going back to the individual envelopes. I am on vacation for 12 days out of the month. If the trip goes, right now there a lot of conversation about letting Americans into Europe because of how high our COVID numbers are. So we are all fully vaccinated, but I am not going to be surprised if I get a phone call or an email that the trip has been canceled. This will be our 4th time that we have scheduled this trip. So I don't know if my 94-year-old father could take one more disappointment. So we'll find out. I'm just going to stay positive and keep planning for it. And then if it doesn't go, it just doesn't go. I will have to completely redo my September budget, but I am going to go ahead and pull the cash out because whether it goes into a sinking fund or ends up in like groceries or eating out or whatever, I'm just going to go with it for right now. So that is where we stand at the end of August. So I do want to talk about the back to bank and taking the cash out today for my September. So this is currently how I have broken out the bills that I need to grab for this month. I'll bring it in a little bit so you can see it. And so it's like 4,128, I believe. I have to go back and look at it. But I do want to account for the money that I have in my back to bank. So this is one a month, which I don't think I've ever done this. I had to go take the cash back mid-month because I was dipping into my cushion that's in my account. I keep a $1,000 cushion in my account. And I couldn't, I had already spent $1,018, so I had to take the money back mid-month. So this is what I currently have in today. So I have $150. So I really only need 28 50s. And for 20s, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. And for ones, I have 2. So, and this is a wet erase. So for for $100 bills, those did not change, so it's a total of $1,200. For 50s, this changes to 28. So 28 times 50 is 1,400. And for 20s, I needed 61. I have 7, so now I need 54. So 54 times 20 is 1,080. I didn't have any 10, so that's 210. I didn't have any 5s, so that's 95. I needed 7 ones, so now I only need 5. So 1,200 plus 1,400 plus 1,080 plus 210 plus 95 plus 5 is 3,990. I know I just counted this and now I can't remember. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 92, 192 plus 192. 4,182. Okay, so that balances. This is kind of a step I do every month with my back to bank. Sometimes I show it, sometimes I don't. But instead of taking this back, depositing, and then pulling out the cash I need, I just take a look at this. What can I take off of my list? Because I already own it. And what do I still need to get from the bank? So this is what I need to get from the bank. I'm going to erase this column so it doesn't confuse the teller. And then I'm set for cash stuffing for the month of September. So that is everything for this video. Please let me know if you have any questions below, or if you can feel my pain on having a tough month on the budget. I think being over 105 in cash isn't that bad. But what is bad is that I've had to take money out of $500 out of vacation plus out of my cushion to pay off my Capital One card because I had gone over in other categories that weren't cash envelopes. So that is part of the problem. Where I've been able to, I have taken it out of my sinking funds because that's what they're there for. And now that I've reconciled it, I can kind of go back through and just make sure that I've moved everything from my sinking fund, so I'm not using my cushion, I'm using my sinking funds. Because other than like groceries, eating out, those are not sinking funds. But I was able, you know, to look and take money from entertainment, things like that. But I really want to go back to knowing like this is what I really need to spend for groceries and not overspending in a category. So that's where it stands today. I hope you are having a great last day of August, and I don't know about you, I'm ready for a new budget. I'm ready for the month of September. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you have not already. I love when you guys comment or just like a video. It helps me to stay motivated. It knows that you're enjoying my content. And if you ever have a suggestion or an idea or a video you'd love to see, I would absolutely appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.